Hello, this is a recorded class for when I'm off, and it's going to be similar to what we do in normal classes, so that it's a reminder and it's just a nice guided class for you to be able to do. As always, do whatever's comfortable for you, rest if you need to, and modify it as you might find that you need to do it, because obviously you're just picking this up, whoever's watching this, so I can't see you as such. So we'll start standing. If this is an evening class, quite often it's nice to do it as a rest, but I'm in the daytime at the moment, so I'm recording it as a daytime class. So we'll start standing and we'll end up with a rest. So the posture of Tadasana, how it is. So we are two-legged beings. Spread your body's weight over the 2 feet that are on the ground. Of course, there's lots of parts of each of those 2 feet. So if you find the ground with your toes, with your heels, with the outside edges, with the inside edges, and then find the middle ground of both feet and the middle ground between 2 feet. And how is it? You're yourself standing on the earth in this moment. So have that sense of gravity through you and align yourself with it. So there's the head on top of the spine's in the pelvis, the pelvic bowl is sitting on 2 legs, and through 2 ankles, they're on 2 feet. Notice your breath and how your mind, when you follow your breath, is connected to all of yourself. The breath's key, it's the link. Notice when you breathe out, it's relaxing, and a new breath comes in. So all of the work we do, be aware of your breath whenever you can, because it's happening all the time, but be aware of it because it's very calming and being in the moment. Then it's a lovely thing to bring your hands together. You've got your feet to the earth, bring your hands to each other and into your heart center. And let your crown float up to the sky, the space, all that space above. You're standing on the earth, and there's all that amazing space around you and nature and other people and other beings and other planet, everything up and out. So Samastiti is a restful posture, very centering and rooting, from which we can play. So if we take the arms up, we open ourselves up and breathe in. Wide arms, tip the pelvis, so you stretch the under the feet, the legs and your bottom, and then forward with the spine so that you go upside down on 2 feet. Bend both knees so that you use the legs to lift yourself up, wide and up, and back again. Just do that again, up to the top, wide, half forward, all the way forward. And then step forward with the left foot, back with the right, and you've got the knee bent, so the body is down, the spine is aligned, and let the arms float up from the rooted lower half. And breathe. And wide, and step forward. And then step forward with the right, back with the left. Going to open the other side of you, so that you've got a stable tripod, and I wobbled. Let the roots of you come down, so you'll bend the front knee, keep it aligned over the ankle, so from the rooted lower half of you, the upper half can blossom and float up. And wide arms and step forward. And wide arms again and come up and back to the heart center. So we're going to do more of that with the sun salutation, but it could be if you're outside that's enough. You don't need to get down to the ground if it's muddy still or whatever reason. It's a lovely thing to do wherever without necessarily having a mat out. So now we're going to include the bit where we do make our way to the ground. So it's simple from the roots of the ground, the heart center and the space above, and you're all aligned with gravity. And then we take ourselves off gravity and open different bits of us differently. But keep breathing comfortably and aware of your breath all the way through. So we're going up, wide, half forward. It's a forward bend, Uttanasana. forward and over, and you open the back body. So let's step back with the right, down with the right knee, top of the right, keep the toes forward first time, up, saluting the sun, up to the sun. Lovely to face the sun in the morning doing this. Over into the down face dog, which is 4 feet on the ground and a different angle of inversion for the spine, but it's a rest. And then flex the knees so that the knees come onto the floor, tops of the toes are on the floor, and rest your head either on your hands or on the floor. And then come up through a horizontal spine to a back bend as the crown comes up and the tail goes down. And then horizontal spine again, and then tip it the other way. So toes tucked under, so you're on 4 feet. That right leg went back, so it comes forward, which means you're on your left knee. And up to salute the sun with humility, down on one knee. How wonderful it is to have the sun bringing us energy. Over, Uttanasana, wide and back up. One little journey, one way. And then we'll do the other join the other way. And we've got this lovely infinity. Everything's constantly changing and energy's constantly circulating. So we're going up to the top. Wide, half forward, fully forward, step back with the left foot, so you're down on one knee. And if you enjoy changing the feet, just because it keeps it fresh, it's a little more of a balance challenge for some people to be on the tops of your toes as you come up, forward and over onto forelegs, down on the knees, child's pose, to the face up dog, so it's the crown of a human head up, which is a back bend, and then a rest of the spine inverted over 4 feet, and then the left one that went back comes forward, so we're on the right knee, top of the right toes to salute the sun again, and then bow over it on over forward, bow to the sun on 2 feet, widen up. So it's a simple sequence. It's a lovely thing to face the sun and do it, even if it's, if it isn't a sunny day necessarily, just to be aware of the sun and grateful for it. We know we love it on a sunny day, but even if it's a cloudy day, the sun's still there and energy's coming towards us. So we're moving our human bodies and honouring all life on earth, 4-legged, 2-legged, everything. So the dancing warrior sequence involves postures that we can then put together in a flow as well. So I know most of you know most of them, but I just wanted to run through the individual postures. So you could start it just from a standing forward bend, or you can start it on a down face dog. So you can do both. The first warrior, as you all know, is a 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. So you've got a tripod, and then the body is down, more rooted. So you bend the knee, and the knee is then supported over the ankle, and the back foot's turned out a little bit, and you can let the arms float up. So it's a lovely posture of being rooted on the earth, but lifted up to the space above with an open heart. And breathe in the postures. When we do them individually, we can be in a posture, let the relaxing out breath, clear out stuff in this posture, and then breathe in new breath, new energy into your body in this posture. When we do it in a flow, it flows with the breath, but it's a different practice to hold a posture for a few breaths. And then out of it and back to the uprightness. And we'll swap over the feet the other way, just so that you're doing each of the postures. So it's the split legs, the body is down. Try to keep the weight distributed over both feet. So the knee is over that ankle. This foot, still use the little toe edge to keep yourself rooted there, and the pelvis balanced. And you might feel a subtle different stretch somewhere just because you've got a lovely rooted lower half. And float up with the upper half. Take a few breaths here. Be in the moment of an exhale and an inhale. As always, let all the breathing be comfortable. Let the postures be steady and comfortable. And then you'll breathe more fully and clear out and energize better. So the second warrior is similar, but it involves the twist. Many ways to come into all of these. We've done it in lots of the classes. So one way is you've got one forward, one back. And the arms can be up, like for first warrior, but if you start with them in the centre, in the heart centre, it is opening this part of you. So the arms are out to the side, palms up, like the Rio de Janeiro, Christ the Redeemer statue. It's a beautiful open-hearted gesture of your body and hands. And then the rotation, coming into it this way, keep looking forward and your knee forward, and allow with a turn of that back foot to bring yourself round, but you open up here, you open up in the heart. And then when you're steady and comfortable, down with the feet, down with the body, down with the hands, but you're in a revolved, open-hearted posture. And it's a lovely place to be. So notice your breath going out and in. And when that's enough, not too greedy and not doing it, so there's a difference, there's a halfway, when it's just enough. And that's personal, to do this on your own as well as in a guided class. So with the other leg, we've got the tripod stability first of all, even more rootedness by the body coming down, but do keep both feet there for you. Centre of the heart, and then the twist, so you're opening out and revolving. But it's the spine that's revolving round, and it will be drawing on the supports to adapt. Try to let them do that. Let them be stronger by keeping rooted, and you'll feel the muscles and the fascial connective tissue that runs through everything. It's adapted. It's the beauty of the practice, and it's a whole body practice. Well, a whole self practice. So this is open-hearted, revolved, adapted, but upright and rooted as a human on planet Earth. And coming out of it. And then what's known as the Sun Warrior is a bit of a back bend. So it's the same rootedness, same groundedness, but you're doing, instead of the top half being symmetrical, it's unsymmetrical. So the forward leg, let that palm be up, and you open up to that. It's a more of an open of your left half, and the right one can rest on the lower, on the back of the thigh. Yeah. So it's a just feel how in your body every posture's different, every moment's different, and breathing here, you're stretching out somewhere new and bringing in new energy to that place. Do that with the other leg. So the Sun Warrior, of course, all of these postures, this is just the basic version. All of them can be reversed and inverted and everything with them on, but this is the lovely, simple dance. So it's just the forward leg, it's my other leg now. Palm of the hand up, and it's that side that's opening up. Always come back to the ground. Feel how you connect to the ground, how you are above it, and how you're breathing. And leave the posture, that's enough. So the side flank is opening the other side when we do it in the dance. It involves the tripod, the lovely stability of the tripod, the rootedness of your base, but then a forward bend and a rotation. So the tip of the pelvis, you're going in towards the forward bend, and then the rotation of the spine from the turned out back foot. So if we come into the posture on its own, the hand can reach the floor. But in this Dancing Warrior sequence, because we're doing it in a flow, we're not staying in the posture for a while, I tend to do it with the elbow on the knee. And you've got a lovely support for the lower body of the shoulder, the elbow, the knee and the ankle. And then this arm, when you're doing it as a single posture, you might want to open this way, but when we're doing it in this dance, it's done this way so that you get a whole shoulder rotation. So you scoop down, come into the posture the same way. So it's the lateral flank extension posture, Parshvakonasana. And then the arm can swoop all the way around to come back up. You're upright, both legs are underneath you. And it's the one where it's a lovely big stretch of lots of you, both the supportive leg and the open side. And it's the one that you often feel quite wonky afterwards, which is great. you're developing that inner awareness. Do it with the other leg. We've got one forward, one back. It's a lovely wide stance. Body's down, bent knee, tipping forward, and then revolving. So when you do it as a whole posture, the hand may well reach the ground, but it's not cheating, it's just supporting yourself so that you've got a straight spine to revolve it. And as I say, if you're coming into the posture on its own, let's do it this way now, it's all the way from the back little toes to the fingertips. It's a lovely big stretch supported by the underneath of you. But when we do it in this dancing warrior sequence, we scoop the arm down. Come out of every posture on an exhale if you're conscious of it. So you relax, lengthen the spine, and come back to the starting point. The sequence also involves the two, what we now know as dog poses. So the down face dog is how we start and finish on it. And it is, instead of a two-legged, here's the two-legged human Uttanasana, a forward bend, which is an inversion of the body. The posture known as face down dog, it's a crown for us as a human, not a face. The crown is down and the angle increases a little bit. So walk out to your hands so that you spread yourself over 2 hands, 2 feet in a comfortable posture. And the further apart you are, the less likely your heels are going to be to the ground. So you put yourself where, just to do the posture on its own, where it's comfortable. The idea is you're strengthening your upper limbs, which we don't use as much as humans. And a lovely long spine inverting the normal polarity. So your tail is at the top and the crown of your head's at the bottom. And then the face up dog is inverting the crown and tail. So start from the knees and the hands are supportive. So the heel of the hand needs to be under the shoulder and you've inverted the polarity of your body. Now we're not symmetrical this way. So to begin with, it's best to have the heels of the hands under the shoulders and have that alignment so that you are supported, and on the knees to begin with. And then when you're happy being on just your hands and tops of toes, it's a lot. Can you still breathe comfortably? Out and in. It's the crown of you lifting up, not your face. Let's put child's pose in here after all of that, and then we'll run through the whole dance. So back in child's pose with the arms forward. If the head has met the ground, make it comfortable with the knees a little bit wider, so that you may find you don't need the hands by your head. Wherever it's comfortable for you, please put them. Always make every posture comfortable for you so that you breathe well. You'll be more in it and strengthening yourself better that way than straining. And then when you're ready to leave that posture, come up. We'll put the whole thing together as the dancing warrior. Which my mats have got a bit squiffy. Right, so we start with the down face dog. But I say if you're doing it not with mats, if you're out in the garden or whatever, you could just start it with a standing forward bend. So let's start it with a down face dog posture. Adho Mukha Svanasana posture. So here's your rest. So we go to a 3-legged dog and the right leg goes up in the sky. It's to come forward, so this is just a bit extra, that you're balancing on 3 legs, just 2 hands and 1 foot, and then it swings through and you come straight up into the first warrior. And then transition to the second warrior, so keeping your face and knee looking forward, arms come out and the spine revolves and you end up in the second warrior. And then the right palm up, it's like you've got the right leg forward, right palm up and tip to open up the right side a bit more in the sun warrior. And then it's the pelvis with the base of the spine that tips. That tips forward, takes the spine of the head forward, support the knee on the elbow, and let the left hand swoop down. And you come into opening your left top flank. Lovely work for the shoulders, so the hands come all the way up. It feels to me like drawing the sun. So you're coming round, back up to the second warrior. Square yourself to the first warrior, come down to the floor in a plank, or your knees if you'd rather, and then it's the up face dog or the crown, human crown up, human crown down, and we're going to do the other side. I'm just going to turn myself around so that I can see you. So it's going to be the left leg this time. So you start with a face down dog, the human head, human crown down. So it's going to be three-legged dog, the left one in the sky. You're on two arms and one leg. And swing it through, come up to the first warrior. Transition to the second. Front palm up to come into the sun warrior. Over to the side flank. Swoop the arm down. Right over the top. Back to the first warrior. Over to the down dog. And the up dog. And the rest. And then back to child's pose. So stay in a rest from that, because that might be another little mini class you'd like to do for yourself. So whether you want to carry on your own or whether you want to lie in Shavasana, just have different length options.